It's closing time, and you stayed out longer than you planned. So now you can't drive, and the buses have stopped running. You could always call your girlfriend. Or maybe your roommate? What about your best friend? You could just dial 1-888-TAXI-GUY or use the Taxi Guy app. The call and the app are free, and they both connect you to a local cab company to bring you home safely. Visit arrivealive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive, drive sober.
Calling all journalism students. Omni Television is once again awarding scholarships to qualified students pursuing a career in third language journalism.
I am very grateful to be one of the recipients of the Omni TV Scholarship. This scholarship gave me hope. It made me see that there is space for people like me in the media industry.
Omni is home to a variety of locally produced current affairs programs and daily national newscasts, broadcast in 6 languages. To learn more about Omni scholarships, visit omnitv.ca/scholarships.
Hello and welcome to Between Sets with Church. Thank you very much for joining us. Today we are at Old West Wing at the corner of Maple View and Prince William Way in the south end of Barrie with Barrie's own, well actually now Midland, Heather Halo Brouwer. Welcome to the show, Heather.
Thank you so much, Ian. It's good to be here with you, yeah.
Yeah, well, we finally got this, making it happen. It's we were joking earlier about it's been 3 years now, pretty well, since we were able to get this started, and here we are.
Here we are, finally at long last.
Yeah, finally we did it. When you started off in the music, did you start off with guitar, or did you play the piano? Because I saw some videos you're playing both. Was piano your first choice, or was it guitar?
It was, yeah. Piano was actually my first choice. I was a classically trained pianist since I was 5, and then I got into playing guitar at 15 on a bet because I had an ex that started to play guitar, and he's like, well, I guess you can't play this, and so I decided that I would, and I did, and I won a Battle of the Bands my first time out.
Oh wow,
It was pretty cool.
And what age was that?
I was 15.
Oh wow, good for you, good for you. That's awesome. So when you are looking for gigs, are you finding that gigs are starting to land more on your lap, or are you pounding the pavement, or has things changed quite a bit since the last couple of years with the COVID?
I mean, COVID has definitely affected a lot of musicians, and I find that unfortunately it's been slow for a lot of people. Now that we're opening up and the province is getting a bit back into the swing of things, I find that gigs are plenty. I've been very fortunate to have a lot of bars like this Old West Wing establishment, a lot of other bars that are having entertainment back, and they want to have me back, so I'm really fortunate and excited to be back again, for sure.
It's amazing to see things happen again. And as we were saying earlier, it seems like people are actually hungry for it now, which is great.
They're appreciating music more. And I think that because they've been without it for so long, that now they're kind of relishing the fact that we're back in action and that they can come out, enjoy some tunes, have a drink or two, gather with people. Yeah. The magic is back.
Yes, hopefully for a long time this time. Yeah. Do you remember getting your very first guitar? Do you recall
I sure do, yeah. Yeah, I sure do. The Arts Music Store, actually, in Newmarket.
That's right, yeah.
I got a $100 canoe paddle because I didn't know if I was going to be any good or not. And I got a $100 guitar and I played it. And like I said, I went out with a Battle of the Bands, and I won, and it was amazing, and I still have it to this day. Her name's Janice.
Nice. Well, you gotta have a name for a guitar, right?
Definitely.
Lucille and
Lucille, like with Jimi Hendrix. Yeah. Exactly.
This goes on. When you got to playing the guitar, did you get the knack for the band thing, or did you find it was the solo thing was kind of your clique?
I did a band for 10 years. I got my start, actually, a good friend of mine, I'll drop some names, Steve Nifsid.
Yes, good old Steve.
You know Steve, yeah. He actually saw me playing in a coffee house and said, I was the real deal, and got me started playing at different venues and across Ontario. And I got my start. I turned into kind of a professional musician over the years at that. Fronted my own band for for 10 years, and then I went solo for the past, I'm going to date myself, so I went solo for the past 8 years, and I'm still doing a solo to this day.
Stronger tonight, 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 tonight. Oh, tonight. Even though we're isolated, I feel you penetrating my mind. Feel it all the time. Isolation nation, I just can't seem to see. I'm inside. Oh, tonight. I got you, don't you worry. You don't have to think, you don't have to hurry tonight, tonight, tonight. Lay down all that fake hustle, yeah. Come at me, boy, make love till I cuss. Oh, oh. Tonight, tonight, alright. Even though we're isolated, I feel you penetrating my mind. Feel it all the time. Living in this isolation nation, I just can't seem to see. I'm inside, and oh, tonight. Baby, got you back to the front. I got you, and I brought you lunch. I want you every day and night, and every time I get, I think of you inside. I don't think I can stand no more, so baby, come get me, come through the door. I need you now. You gotta make this right, 'cause you got 2 flights that'll see us nice. So. To hurry, baby, come on. I got you, yeah. I got you, don't you worry. You don't have to think, you don't have to hurry tonight, 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 tonight.
Do you miss the band stuff?
I have that versatility, so I keep in contact with a lot of my good musical friends, Gary Sharma,
Yeah.
Randy Osborne, Mishrovic. We jam on a regular basis, and you know, that band is still going. You know, trying to find the venues to host a band is a little harder nowadays, but I love the band. I love the solo performance. They each have their own qualities.
Yeah. You threw around some names that I hadn't heard in quite a while around the Barrie scene, but yeah, there's some great talent that you've
Definitely
had the opportunity with. That's great. I also saw, I was rummaging through your Facebook, and I was looking at your schedule, and St. Patty's Day. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Were you at 7 different venues in one day?
I was not at 7 different venues.
Okay, you had me concerned there because I thought that's what it appeared to be, and I think, man, that girl is busy.
Just on the go, right?
Yeah.
No, actually, that was the lovely Jacqueline Lovely Perez.
Okay.
She is a promoter and a very talented musician herself, and she came out and celebrated different musicians and did kind of like a pub crawl on St. Paddy's Day, showcasing different artists. I was one of them, and
okay.
Yeah, that was actually here.
Yeah, that's cool. That was a great concept, actually.
Yeah, pretty neat to showcase everybody and see what's happening on the Barrie scene, because it is we have a plethora of talented musicians. There are so many great folks that are out there playing and entertaining people, and you really want to get out there and see who's out there, because we have a lot of talent in this town.
Definitely.
A lot.
It definitely is. So speaking of which, you've been doing this for, like I said before, it's close to 20 years. Are we kind of
We're on point
close
there,
to
yeah,
that?
yeah. So I started when I was 1.
Wow. Yeah.
Just kidding.
How important is music in your life? How important is it to have this as part of your, not just because you do have a daily normal life as well, but to keep music in your life and to keep you motivated? How important is it to have that?
It's about as essential as air.
Okay.
I don't really have a choice in the matter as far as being a musician. As far as coming out, having fun, bringing that, I'm very blessed that I can have the talent to do something like that. But yeah, it's an essential thing for me, and that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is your family musically inclined too? Is your son catching on?
My uncle actually is a professional guitarist, and he played with a lot of artists, John Ellison, Marianne Faithfull.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, he played with quite a.
There's some big heavy hitters there.
Yeah. So he actually inspired me to be a musician and get out there, and so it is in my family. Definitely my family, and but I actually got an opportunity to play with my uncle at a venue, and he was my guitarist for a few really good gigs, and so that was one of my highlights of my career, because I got to actually be on stage with my uncle and share that talent and that fun with each other, right?
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. When you do gigs such as the pubs and in this environment, how important is it for you to engage with the audience? Because I know sometimes too, if you lose that distraction, do you have any sort of secrets you have that to kind of keeps the audience interactive with you, and is it important to you to have that? Oh
yes, definitely. I when I'm out, I read the audience. I mean, I feed off of them. But I'm always bringing 110% every time I'm there. So I mean, I have fun, and I think that it's like a smile is contagious, right? If somebody sees you having fun, they want a piece of that fun. Sure. Well, you do. You bring on an energy which is totally positive, and how can you not? Yeah. Feeding off that from an audience point of view. No, that's great. Yeah. Well, I definitely love it. I mean, every time I play, it's. I don't think they would say, "Oh, what's your favorite gig, Heather?" And I said, "Well, all of them. Like, I'm so fortunate. I've got 4 people that are enjoying it. If I've got 400 people that are enjoying it, all the better." Do you prepare yourself the same way? If there's a band situation as opposed to the solo, do you still get nervous? Do you still get a little psyched up, or is it? I wouldn't say nervous. I get excited. Yeah. I get excited. Yeah. I'm not nervous, but very excited to play and very fortunate, very grateful. Covers. You also do. You have some wonderful originals, which we are going to be able to hear, and as well. How do you choose covers? Because I'm going from venue to venue. Do you find that they change, going from like a pub environment to, let's say, a different kind of a hall or something like that, or do you kind of pick up on that, as you were saying earlier? Do you read the crowd and kind of pick from there, or do you kind of have a preset list as to what you stick with? I mean, I know over like 150 songs, so I can pretty much, if I play a lot of different venues too. So I play, I work at a nursing home, and I love sharing my talent with the folks at the nursing home. So where I would play something like, Patsy Cline, Roy Orbison, I would gear that to my audience, right? I mean, I have played a nursing home and they've asked for AC/DC before, so that's kind of refreshing. Yeah. We're getting some more people that are a little younger, a little hipper, and getting into that vein. But yeah, I definitely tailor my set list to the audience that I'm performing for. You know, you can tell sort of where people are at. I like to talk to people too when I'm at my gigs and say, hey, you know, what's your song? And you know, if somebody were to describe you in one song, what would be your song? And it's nice to hear back from the audience to say, oh, I identify with Janis Joplin. I'm like, well, you're in for a treat. So try to accommodate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the song performing that you do at your work, is that part of the curriculum at work, or is it something that you just kind of like to do as performance?
Well, I'm the programs coordinator at my job. So,
okay, that is the title. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so I coordinate all the recreation, and I've got an amazing team of fantastic, dynamic individuals, and I'm really fortunate that I can perform for the residents, and you know, take an hour out of my day and go up to the floor, say hey to everybody, and strum a couple songs because they don't have access to YouTube and MP3 players like we do, and right.
How do you find with the songs? Like, do you see with some of the people, you must see some sort of reaction of like a, you know, like a flashback or some sort of reminiscing to take them back to maybe a lost partner or something. That must be tough on you too, to see the emotions that come out of some of these songs. Because some of these songs from the 30s and 40s were
very, very emotional.
Yeah.
You know, those wartime songs. You know, you have people that have been with their partner for 50 years. They've just passed away. You know, and like I said, they don't have access to you know, a CD player or a music player, so they can't just, you know, access their music. So when they hear those songs, they're like, oh, that was my wedding song, or that was, you know, the first dance that we ballroom danced to, and it's you can see that come out. And I've had people that, you know, they can't, in their later stages of dementia, they can't string together a sentence, but yet they can remember every lyric of every song. Isn't that something, right?
Yeah, it's amazing how the mind works that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. That must be tough on you in some ways too, isn't it? I mean, obviously in your environment you see that, but you must see the positive side of that too, of people smiling and honestly, bringing back memories.
Like I said, I'm blessed. I do two things for work that I love to do, and you know, being with seniors and being a professional entertainer, you can't put it in words, like the gratitude and just being of service to people. Like, you know, as being a musician, and you know, you're of service because you're providing somebody with that music, and how do you level that in a monetary aspect?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you see people, what they've gone through, the full circle of their life, and you know, when we're dealing with emotions in music is what emotions sound like, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
That's where I'm really blessed as far as what I do for a living. So, yeah.
There isn't anything that I wouldn't do for you. How come I feel like I'm gonna tear myself into now? Anything I say won't make it better. No, it won't, and I know it. I have swallowed the last pill, it's jagged, and I'm swallowing still. Maybe I should pick a shell to lick my wounds until I'm healed, and I'm on the outside. I'm standing on the corner of your smile. Mona Lisa, take a picture of me. I know it's gonna last for a little while, and I'm standing on the corner, yeah. I'm gonna smile. No, yeah. Calm down now. This is the last time, I swear, I apply myself. I I've got this feeling in my belly. I've gotta let it, I've gotta let it out. Let it out. Let it out. Oh, come on, let it out. Yeah, come on now. I'm standing on the corner of your smile. Mona Lisa, take a picture of me. I know it's gonna last for a little while. And I'm standing on the corner, yeah, of your smile. Oh, no, 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 no. Come on now. I'm standing here. It's really clear. And I have no fear. And I don't wanna get inside and get in my brain. Well, nobody can seem to handle this pain. And I'm telling you, I'm standing on your smile. If it only lasts a little while, I know, well, I know. Oh, I'm standing here. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Thank you.
I've been watching a lot of your videos, and what did you call it before? The Shed series or something along that?
Hetty Shetty.
Hetty Shetty.
I have Hetty
Perfect name.
Shetty, yes. So
Yeah. Tell me a little bit more about the Hetty Shetty series. I love those videos.
Okay, so over the pandemic, obviously I couldn't play anywhere live, so I have a shed in my backyard, and I go out to my shed because, you know, I live with people, so they don't always want to hear what I've got going on, and so I go out into my shed and I do videos and live videos on Facebook and try to entertain people in the pandemic, and so far, I guess, so good. But everybody thinks I'm in a closet, or they think I'm like, they're not exactly sure where I am, so we'll keep that location incognito.
Yeah, it's totally top secret.
Top secret.
Writing, obviously, you write a lot of your own material. What drives your writing? Are you based on emotion? Is it life experiences? It's what we faced for the last couple of years. Is emotion a big part of it, or?
It is a big part of it because, I mean, music is my therapy. So, I mean, a lot of people feel the same. Like, you know, everybody can name a song that they identify with, and they're like, oh, that's my song. You know, and as a writer, you know, instead of going and talking to a therapist, I sit there with my guitar and kind of belt something out that makes me feel something, and then in hopes I share that with other people, and maybe that they'll feel that way too, because, you know, we all have the same set of emotions. You know, we all feel happiness, sadness, and joy, and anger, and you know, all that. So yeah, that's where I come from.
How are they accepted when you play live gigs? Do you get asked for originals at all?
I do, which is kind of cool.
Awesome.
You know, and what I really, really will say is, like, when I see kids out at my gigs, that they start dancing to my original music, which is something that blows my mind. And then, you know, you'll have people that'll be singing along with the chorus, and I'm like, wow, you've never heard this song before, yet you kind of are with me on this, and I can't be grateful enough that the stuff that I put out, people seem to like. So. Yay.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You recently moved to, well, not that recently, but you moved up to Midland.
I did.
Yeah, a year or so ago, I think you were saying. Yeah. How was the Midland scene? We've been trying to, Steve and I have been trying to get up there to catch you up there, but how is the Midland scene compared to, well, obviously the Barrie scene's kind of busy, but has Midland got a good little thing going?
It's got a great thing going. We have a lot of little venues that are opening up. Maple Pub is one of them, Boathouse. We have you know, quite a few little establishments that Phil's Cafe, and you know, that are accepting live entertainment. Wonderful, wonderful spots. Talented people also up in Midland. Can't say enough good things.
Yeah. It seems like a pretty cool little town. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you miss the Barrie scene at all?
I miss the Barrie scene for sure. This was my hometown for years. I was born and raised, went to high school here, and so I definitely miss coming down. But I play here at least once a month, so still keeping my hand in with all my familiar faces, and yourself included.
Yeah.
So yeah.
This is letting go. Well, she starts out her day, it fades away. It's gonna be another dollar. I don't wanna face what I can't erase in my subconscious. It's all over now. I'm letting go. I'm letting go. I'm letting go of everything I know. I'm letting go. I'm letting go. I'm letting go of everything I know. Write a letter, mail it to sender. Oh, pick a time when I'm so much better. Oh, yeah. What good this life if you don't have a purpose? I'm just here and I'm learning. Oh, this burning light that's occurred, and I just feel I'm so much more. But yeah, letting go, letting go, letting go of everything I know. Letting go, no, 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 letting go, yeah. Letting go, oh, let's go. Letting go, letting go, letting go of everything I know. I'm letting go, letting go. Thank you.
For booking, if people wanted to get a hold of you to book, what's the best way of reaching out to you to
Mostly
book?
Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah. I find I get a lot of contact on Facebook, and through my live videos and just word of mouth. People coming out doing gigs. People will say, hey, I've got this bar. I'd like to have this wedding or something, right?
Do you do a lot of your own social media work then? Do you?
I do. I'm not super out there with social media, but I mean Facebook, Instagram. I have a YouTube channel, so those are all things that I kind of keep active and post a lot on, so people can check me out wherever I'm at.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Now, with getting back to your originals quickly, are you going to? We talked a little bit earlier too about possibly putting them all together to put an album out. Is there anything coming down the pipe with that we can expect?
I think people can definitely expect an album to be coming out within the next 6 months to a year, and really exciting stuff. Looking just for some mixing and mastering, and getting into the studio, finding the time to record them, lay them down.
Yeah. Are you thinking of doing a full or just a few tracks to release? Or
I've written over 50 songs.
how are you going to choose?
Right. So I'm going to try and put together, obviously the 3 songs that I played tonight, they're going to be on the album.
Yep.
But I'm looking at about a 15 song album.
Okay, that's quite a few. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. And you're thinking of doing it locally in town as well?
I'm hoping to do it locally and showcase the talented folks and engineers that we have within Barrie and surrounding areas. So
Okay.
yeah, definitely like to do that.
Well, I'm definitely looking forward to that. I can't wait to see and obviously hear what's coming
Thanks,
out.
Ian.
And thank you so much for being a guest today. Like I said, it's been way too long that we've been trying to do this, and then finally we were able to do it here at the old West Wing here in Barrie. So thank you once again, Heather. It's been a pleasure.
Thank
and
you.
we'll catch up with you again soon.
Thank you so much, Ian.
Take care.
It's
Thank you
awesome.
very much.
Thank you.